Don't scroll, not because something is watching you, not because anything will vanish, and not because you should be afraid, but because this moment is about you and the life you are building. Imagine that all the fear that once controlled your thoughts, all the doubts that once made you feel small, all the failures that once made you question your worth are slowly losing their power, not because of magic, not because of any outside force, but because your awareness is growing and your courage is waking up. Imagine your confidence, which you thought was lost somewhere in the past, beginning to return quietly, steadily, and strongly. Imagine your future calling you, not with panic, not with pressure, but with a calm and clear voice that says it is time to rise, time to believe, time to stop waiting and start becoming. There are moments in life when nothing changes on the outside, but everything changes on the inside. This is one of those moments. A moment when you realize that you have spent enough time doubting yourself, enough time underestimating your strength, enough time waiting for the perfect conditions. You begin to understand that perfect conditions do not create strong people, difficult conditions do. And you have survived many difficult moments already. You are still here. You are still trying. You are still hoping. That alone proves that there is a powerful strength inside you, even if you have forgotten it sometimes. Think about all the times you felt like giving up but you didn't. Think about all the nights you felt tired, confused, and unsure, yet you still woke up the next day and continued. That is not weakness. That is resilience. That is the sign of a heart that refuses to surrender, even when it is tired. You may not see yourself as strong, but your journey says otherwise. Strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is simply the decision to keep going. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be to learn the lessons that will shape your future. Every delay is teaching you patience. Every struggle is teaching you endurance. Every mistake is teaching you wisdom. Nothing is wasted when you choose to learn from it. Nothing is lost when you decide to grow from it. Your past does not define your limits, it only shows you how far you have already come. Stop waiting for someone to come and tell you that you are capable. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission to believe in yourself. You do not need approval to start becoming better. You only need honesty with yourself and the courage to take responsibility for your growth. The moment you decide that your life matters, your time matters, and your dreams matter, your mindset begins to change. And when your mindset changes, your actions follow. You will face fear, but fear does not mean stop. Fear means something important is on the other side. You will face doubt, but doubt does not mean you are weak. Doubt means you are stepping outside what is familiar. Growth always feels uncomfortable at first, because it is taking you away from the version of you that was used to staying small and toward the version of you that is ready to expand. Every small step you take today is building the confidence you will need tomorrow. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are strengthening your future. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of change. You do not need to change your whole life in one day. You only need to change your direction. One decision, one habit, one thought at a time. This is not a message to scare you. This is a message to wake you up. A reminder that your life is precious and your potential is real. A reminder that you were not created to live in constant fear, constant doubt, and constant waiting. You were created to grow, to learn, to rise, and to become a stronger version of yourself with every experience. Your future is not written by your past. It is written by what you choose to do now. Choose to believe. Choose to try. Choose to keep going. Even when it is hard. Even when it is slow. Even when you are unsure. Because one day you will look back at this moment and realize that this was the point where your mindset shifted, where your courage grew, and where you decided to take your life seriously and start building the future you deserve. And as you stay with this feeling, you start to realize something even deeper. Your life is not meant to be lived on pause. Too many dreams die not because they were impossible, but because they were postponed. Too many strong people stay small not because they are weak, but because they keep waiting for the right time. The truth is, the right time is created when you decide to move, not when conditions become perfect. Growth begins the moment you stop negotiating with fear and start trusting your ability to learn along the way. You begin to see that every day is quietly shaping you. Your thoughts are shaping your confidence. Your habits are shaping your future. Your choices are shaping your identity. Nothing is random. The way you speak to yourself, the way you treat your time, the way you respond to challenges, all of it is building the person you are becoming. And once you understand this, you stop wasting your energy on self-doubt and start investing it in self-development. You may not feel powerful yet, but power is growing inside you every time you choose effort over excuses. You may not feel fearless yet, but courage is building every time you face something uncomfortable instead of running away. You may not feel successful yet, but discipline is preparing you for success every time you show up even when motivation is low. These small, quiet choices are the bricks that build a strong future. There will be days when your mind tries to pull you back into old patterns, old fears, old habits. It will tell you that staying the same is safer, that changing is risky, that trying again might lead to disappointment. But safety is not the same as growth. Comfort is not the same as progress. And avoiding pain is not the same as creating a meaningful life. A meaningful life is built by those who are willing to face discomfort in exchange for. Slowly, you begin to trust yourself more. You trust that you can handle challenges. You trust that you can learn from mistakes. You trust that even if you fall, you will find the strength to stand up again. This trust becomes your inner support system. It reminds you that you are not helpless, you are capable. You are not stuck, you are in transition. You are not lost, you are discovering your direction. And with this understanding, your heart becomes calmer and your mind becomes clearer. You stop rushing. You stop comparing. You stop doubting your worth. You focus on your own path, your own pace, your own progress. You accept that growth takes time, and you allow yourself that time without giving up. This is the stage where you no longer see yourself as someone waiting for life to change, but as someone who is changing their life. Step by step, thought by thought, choice by choice, you are becoming more aware, more confident, and more committed to your own growth. And that commitment, once made, becomes a powerful force that keeps pushing you forward, even when the road is long, even when the journey is hard, and even when the results are not yet visible. As this awareness grows, you begin to understand that your greatest transformation will not happen in one dramatic moment, but in many small, quiet decisions that you make every day. Decisions to wake up and try again. Decisions to stay focused when distractions pull you away. Decisions to believe in your ability even when your confidence feels low. These decisions may seem simple, but they are powerful, because they are shaping your character, and your character is shaping your destiny. You start to notice that the way you think about yourself changes the way you live your life. When you tell yourself that you are weak, you act small. When you tell yourself that you are capable, you start to try. When you remind yourself that you are learning, not failing, you become more patient with your progress. The words you repeat in your mind become the foundation of your future. So you learn to replace harsh thoughts with honest and encouraging ones. Not false praise, but real belief in your effort and your potential. You also realize that setbacks are not the end of your journey, they are part of your training. Every obstacle is teaching you something about patience, discipline, and resilience. Every mistake is showing you what to improve, not who to give up on. When you stop seeing problems as punishments and start seeing them as lessons, your fear of failure begins to fade. You understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is one of the steps toward it. With this mindset, you become more stable emotionally. You are no longer controlled by every small disappointment or delay. You learn to pause, to breathe, and to respond instead of reacting. You understand that your peace is valuable and that protecting it is part of your growth. This emotional strength helps you stay focused even when things do not go as planned. Slowly, a new confidence forms inside you. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that stands quietly and firmly. A confidence that says, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I am on my way. A confidence that trusts the process and respects the effort. A confidence that knows that as long as you keep moving forward, you are not losing, you are learning. And in this stage of your journey, you begin to feel something very important: hope. Not a weak hope, but a strong and steady hope that is built on self-belief and patience. A hope that tells you your future is not closed, your possibilities are not finished, and your story is still being written. This hope becomes the light that guides you through uncertainty and reminds you that every step you take with sincerity is bringing you closer to the life you are capable of creating. Now you begin to understand that real strength is not shown in moments of ease, it is revealed in moments of pressure. When life becomes heavy, when responsibilities grow, when expectations rise, that is when your true character slowly forms. You learn that it is not about avoiding difficulties, it is about learning how to stand firm within them. Every challenge you face is shaping your patience. Every delay you experience is teaching you endurance. Every uncertainty you walk through is building your faith in yourself. You also start to realize that your time and energy are valuable, and you become more careful about where you spend them. You stop giving too much attention to negative thoughts, to people who drain you, and to situations that pull you backward. Instead, you begin to invest in things that help you grow, your skills, your mindset, your health, your discipline. This is not selfishness, this is self-respect. You are learning to protect your future by being mindful in the present. With this awareness, you become more focused. Distractions no longer control you as easily. You understand that every hour you use wisely is a step toward your goals, and every habit you build with intention is shaping the life you will live tomorrow. You stop underestimating small actions, because you see how powerful they become when repeated with consistency. A small effort today, repeated daily, can create a big change over time. You also begin to accept yourself more deeply. You accept that you are not perfect, that you are still learning, and that mistakes are part of the journey. Instead of judging yourself harshly, you choose to guide yourself with patience. You understand that growth does not come from punishment, it comes from awareness and commitment. This acceptance gives you emotional strength, because you are no longer fighting yourself, you are working with yourself. And with this inner balance, you start to feel more peaceful. Not because all problems are gone, but because you trust your ability to handle them. You trust that you can adapt, that you can learn, and that you can keep moving forward. This trust becomes your inner stability. It reminds you that no matter what changes around you, your determination remains. You are no longer just reacting to life, you are consciously shaping it, step by step, with patience, courage, and a growing belief in your own potential. As this journey continues, you start to feel a quiet but powerful shift inside you. You are no longer only hoping for change, you are becoming someone who is ready to create it. You realize that motivation comes and goes, but commitment is what stays. Commitment to your growth, to your healing, to your future. You understand that even on days when you feel tired, you also realize that healing and growth are not straight lines. Some days you will feel strong, some days you will feel low. But progress is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you fall. Every time you choose not to give up, you are proving to yourself that your spirit is stronger than your temporary emotions. And in this stage, something beautiful happens. You begin to trust the future again. Not because everything is perfect, but because you trust yourself. You trust your ability to learn, to adapt, to survive, and to grow. This trust brings peace to your heart. It reminds you that no matter what comes next, you are not alone with your fears. You have your courage, your patience, and your will to keep moving forward. This is the strength that no one can take from you, because it is built from your own journey, your own effort, and your own decision to never stop believing in yourself. Now you begin to understand that real change is not loud, it is steady. It does not announce itself with big promises, it shows itself through quiet discipline, through the small choices you repeat every day. You realize that becoming stronger is not about one powerful moment, it is about many consistent moments where you choose not to give up. Even when no one sees your effort, even when no one praises your progress, you keep going. And that is where true confidence is born. You start to see that your mind is like a garden. Whatever you water will grow. If you water fear, doubt, and negativity, they will become stronger. But if you water hope, patience, and self-belief, they will slowly take over. So you become more careful with your thoughts. You do not allow every negative idea to settle in your heart. You question it. You replace it. You remind yourself of your progress, your effort, and your intention to become better. There will still be moments when the past tries to pull you back, when old mistakes try to make you feel unworthy, when old failures try to tell you that you will fail again. But now you understand something important: your past is a teacher, not a judge. It shows you what you have learned, not what you are limited to. You carry its lessons, not its chains. And with every step forward, you are proving that you are not defined by what went wrong, but by how you choose to move on. You also begin to feel a deeper patience with your own journey. You stop rushing your growth and start trusting your process. You understand that some things take time to heal, some skills take time to develop, and some dreams take time to become clear. This patience does not make you slow, it makes you strong. It allows you to stay calm when progress feels invisible and to stay hopeful when the road feels long. With this calm strength, your fear of the future slowly fades. You may not know exactly what is coming, but you trust that you will face it with the wisdom you are building now. You trust that every challenge will teach you something, every struggle will shape you, and every effort will prepare you. This trust becomes your inner peace. And in this peace, you continue. Not because everything is easy, but because you have decided that your growth matters. You have decided that your dreams are worth the effort. You have decided that your life is worth taking seriously. Step by step, day by day, you are becoming more aware, more resilient, and more confident. And this steady becoming is the quiet miracle of your journey, the proof that you are rising, even when it feels slow, even when it feels hard, and even when no one else can see it yet. As you continue to grow, you start to realize that your journey is not about proving anything to the world, it is about proving something to yourself. It is about looking in the mirror and knowing that you did not give up when it was hard, that you did not stop believing when it was uncomfortable, and that you did not lose hope when the path was unclear. This quiet self-respect becomes one of your greatest strengths, because it gives you stability that does not depend on others' opinions. You begin to understand that every season of life has its purpose. Some seasons are for building, some for learning, some for resting, and some for letting go. Not every phase will be full of excitement and success. Some phases will be slow and silent, but even in silence, something important is happening. You are developing patience. You are strengthening your character. You are learning to trust the process even when you cannot see the result yet. You also start to notice that your emotions no longer control you the way they once did. You still feel them, but you are not ruled by them. You can feel sad and still move forward. You can feel afraid and still take a step. You can feel tired and still continue with determination. This emotional maturity is a sign of growth. It shows that you are learning to lead yourself instead of being led by every temporary feeling. With this maturity, your goals become clearer. You no longer chase everything. You begin to focus on what truly matters to you. You choose quality over quantity, purpose over noise, and progress over comparison. You understand that your life is your responsibility, and you treat it with care. You invest your time in learning, in improving, in becoming a better version of yourself, even when the results are not immediate. And in this stage, you start to feel a deeper sense of calm. Not because all problems are solved, but because you trust your ability to face them. You trust that you can adapt, that you can grow, and that you can keep moving forward no matter what. This trust gives you courage. It reminds you that you are not fragile, you are resilient. You are not lost, you are learning. You are not weak, you are becoming stronger with every experience. This is when you truly begin to walk with confidence, not the loud kind that seeks attention, but the quiet kind that comes from inner strength. A confidence that says, I am on my path, and I will continue, step by step, no matter how long it takes. As you walk further on this path, you begin to understand the power of consistency. You realize that greatness is not built in moments of excitement, it is built in moments of routine. It is built when you choose to wake up and try again. When you choose to practice, to learn, to improve, even when no one is watching and no one is praising you. These quiet moments of effort are shaping your future more than you can imagine. You also start to see how much control you actually have over your life. You may not control every situation, but you always control your response. You control how you think, how you act, and how you speak to yourself. And when you change these, you change your direction. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstances and start feeling like a student of life, learning from everything and growing through everything. With this understanding, you become more mindful of your habits. You see how small daily actions create big long-term results. A few minutes of learning every day, a little effort toward your goals, a small step toward self-discipline, all of it adds